All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to dive into a pretty wild idea about language, and we're going to do it by looking at just one single word. Seriously, it's a word so common, you probably use it without even thinking, but it holds the key to a whole different way of communicating.
So, here's the puzzle for you. How on earth can one word describe something like climbing a mountain, and also a machine you use to weigh an apple, and a series of musical notes? I mean, those things seem completely unrelated, right? Well, the answer reveals this incredible hidden logic within our language.
And that word, of course, is scale. But the real secret here isn't something you're going to find just by looking in a dictionary. To really get why this word is so special, we have to look at the system it was picked for. A system built to shrink the entire English language down to just the essentials. Exactly. The answer is all about the framework, the system that took the beautiful mess that is the English language and tried to turn it into a super efficient machine. And this isn't random. Every single word was chosen really, really carefully for a very specific reason. So what is this system? It's called Basic English, and its goal was, well, incredibly ambitious, to create a fully working version of English using a tiny, hand-picked set of words. Just how tiny are we talking about here? Just 850. That's it. Let that sink in for a second. Your average dictionary has what? Hundreds of thousands of words? So 850? That seems impossible. But the people who created it were convinced this was all you needed for clear, everyday conversations. So officially, it's the Basic English 850 list. Think of it as a carefully curated toolkit, where every word was chosen because it was one of the most useful, most versatile tools in the entire language. And that brings us right back to our original mystery word. And yup, there it is. The word scale is one of these elite 850. It's on the list precisely because it can do so many different jobs. It's basically a linguistic multi-tool. Let's break down how it works. Okay, so first up, let's look at scale when it's being a noun, a word for a thing or an idea. I mean, just look at the range we get here. You've got an abstract concept, like the size or level of something. Then you have a physical object, a weighing machine. And then you have a core idea from a totally different world, music. That's 3 totally essential ideas, all packed into one little word. But the incredible efficiency of this word doesn't even stop there. It gets even more powerful when we flip it and use it as a verb, a word for an action. As a verb, to scale means to climb. Simple as that. You can scale a wall or you can scale a mountain. It's a clear, dynamic action. So now our one word covers not just things and ideas, but also movement. And here's where you really see the genius of it. On one side, you've got these static concepts, things and ideas. On the other, you have this dynamic action. A word that can be both a thing and an action. Well, that is pure gold when your entire vocabulary has to fit on a single piece of paper. So this kind of brings us to the big picture. Once you see how scale can be a noun and a verb, you start to understand the entire philosophy behind this basic English idea. So why this word? Why was it chosen? It's pretty clear why it made the cut, right? It covers so many common ideas. It works as both a noun and a verb. It's simple, it's easy to say. You're basically getting 4 or 5 tools for the price of one word in your vocabulary. It's all about maximum efficiency. And that is the whole philosophy of Basic English in a nutshell. Scale is the perfect poster child for their goal, to get the most meaning, the most expressive power out of the fewest possible words. Every single word on that list of 850 was chosen for this exact reason. So all this leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to chew on. The story of scale and Basic English isn't really an argument for us to throw out words, but it's a powerful reminder that sometimes simplicity is a huge strength. If you can say so much with just 850 words, what does that tell us about the thousands of words we choose to use every single day?